It was around the year 8 or 9 period. I was in a group of people and we were pretty tight-knit. It was probably around the end of year 10. I started to notice things like, we started sitting on this particular set of stairs at school and I would never be allowed to sit on the top stair. I would always have to kind of sit on the floor around the stairs because if I got out to lunch earlier, they'd be like, oh, you're sitting in my seat, and I'd have to move. And I would do it.
Yeah, move your fat ass.
Like most victims of bullying, this teenager, let's call her Laura, doesn't want to be identified. So we're using an actress to retell her story.
Ostracism is rife. Girls operate in shifting alliances, and those alliances are wonderful when they're great and powerfully painful when they're not.
But where does this mean girl mentality come from? Science is exposing the hidden underbelly of female aggression. And it starts disturbingly young. We're going to run a little experiment. This attractive toy is going to be given to a group of 3 kids, all boys or all girls, and we'll see how they react. Boys first.
Go for it.
And they're off, acting out the animals, building the zoo, unbuilding the zoo, rebranding the zoo.
Oh, my shades in the car wash.
Essentially, they're straight in, creatively playing. This is an experiment developmental psychologist Dr. Mark de Rosnay has been running for the last 3 years. And so far, so not so unexpected. Now the girls. It's all happening below adult hearing, so a little tricky to work out what's going on. But they're currently setting up the game's rules. And they're still setting up the rules. And they're still setting up the rules. In fact, the girls spent so much time negotiating, they hardly had any time left to play.
I was a bit surprised. It does speak to a much stronger preoccupation in girls for the importance of social organisation.
But another experiment shows things get a little uglier when the toy isn't as easy to share. This test was originally carried out in the US and requires a highly prized toy. When there were enough toys to go round, the boys and girls behaved the same. But once there was only one toy, an incredible difference began to emerge. Boys would more often fight over the toy, ask for it directly, or just try to grab it. Girls did something rather more sneaky. Watch carefully. This girl is monopolising the toy, similar to the boys. But see what the other 2 girls are doing?
And the other 2 have decided to pair off and do something different.
Nip you.
Now let's see how the little girl in red responds when she realises she's being left out.
She doesn't like it, does she?
Doesn't like it, you can see that. Let's see how long she lasts before she gives up the sheep. There you go.
Yeah.
It was just too hard.
It's very effective, isn't it?
Yes, it seems the pleasure of having the sheep is pretty small compared to the discomfort of being left out.
Astonishingly, even at age 4, girls use exclusionary alliances, ostracism, to gain control of a scarce resource.
It is sneaky, and it depends on the power of social relationships, much more than the boy strategy. Without a colleague, the girl who doesn't have the resource is a bit powerless. As soon as she can gang up on the girl who has the toy, then she's got power.
So why the difference? Well, it's hard to go past evolutionary explanations when the same tactics are writ raw in tooth and claw in the teens.
The boys have a higher risk strategy. They have a lower chance of propagating, and they need to take higher risks in order to assert their dominance in the group.
This is known as the effect to danger ratio, a subconscious weighing up of personal risk versus status gain. Girls get little peer respect for trying this. They prefer their power grabs to yield maximum effect for minimal personal danger.
So when we look at girls' aggression, we find that friendships are actually the vehicle that promote and allow the aggressive behaviours to happen. You'll often hear girls say, "Oh, we're just kidding." They're not. Girls are using those behaviours for very clear means to put someone else down, to isolate them.
It's known as covert aggression. And to add to the problems of the modern victim, technology has created the ultimate effect to danger tool, where punches can be dealt anonymously.
One instance happened when someone hacked my MSN account and posted something ridiculous.
It was too cruel and disgusting to broadcast, but suffice to say, denigrating another girl's emerging sexuality is a favourite tactic.
And then I just sat there thinking, who would do this to me and why would they say that?
While both girls and boys practice covert bullying, studies show girls do it more and are more hurt by it.
How bad can it be? We know that young people have self-harmed. We know that there have been suicide attempts.
There's good research now showing that social exclusion hurts much like a lot of physical pain hurts. And that makes sense because as a species we need each other. To be excluded from the group is a kind of death.
But how much of these gender differences can we really attribute to mean girl genes?
It's a really complex interplay between nurture and nature and social and innate. It's very hard to untangle.
And anecdotally at least, it seems cultural shifts are heralding a bizarre role reversal.
This is the sort of thing that we can see now, which maybe...
Girl aggression appears to be getting more obviously physical.
I don't remember this when I was at school.
No, it's right in there. You know, for 35 years we've told girls they're allowed to be assertive and stand up for themselves, but we haven't actually told them where the line is about aggression.
Meanwhile, the boys seem to be getting sly.
And that could be because, you know, we are sanctioning boys in schools not to be physically aggressive. They have to find other ways of doing it. So, you know, boys maybe are watching the girls and are learning from that.
For better or ill, it shows culture can change behaviour, and in many ways already has for the better.
In fact, most adolescents are actually pretty nice to their friends most of the time.
But clearly, mean girls still need to learn assertiveness does not okay aggression, even if the scars are hidden.
It still makes me kind of upset to remember. I feel like I didn't fit in then, and why would I fit in now?